Good morning, I'm Tom Day with Carolina Bay Outfitters. Let's talk drum rigs, and we're going to build one today. First off, let's talk about the regulations in North Carolina. During the day, you can fish with just about any type of rig you'd like to. Carolina rig, you can use a fish finder rig, a double drop rig, a lot of different ways that you can fish for drum during the daytime. After 7 p.m. to fish for drum, you have to meet a certain regulation. And that regulation is you have to have a circle hook with a leader that's no longer than 6 inches from the eye of the hook to the bottom of the weight. Your weight has to be a minimum of 2 ounces, and it has to be totally fixed in place. It can't roll up the line like you would see a Carolina rig. Now, the big difference is between the eye of the hook and the bottom of the weight cannot be more than 6 inches. The reason for this is as a drum or any other fish picks up the bait in their mouth and they go to swim off with that shorter line and the heavier weight, it will pull that hook right into the corner of the mouth. That prevents swallowing of the bait and potentially a dead fish. These large bull drum, we're catching them and releasing them. You can't keep them, even though you can measure it, you can weigh it, and then you can get a citation for it. All right, so now we're going to actually build some drum rigs. I've already tied one knot. This is a Snell knot, so we're going to start right here. I'm using 50-pound leader. This is a fluorocarbon made by Yo-Zuri. And I have already measured off my paper here to 12 inches to 16 inches so that I can get the appropriate length to do this rig. I have found that with a 2-ounce weight, between 14 and 15 inches works well with very little waste. And that's, you don't want to waste your leader material. So now we're going to tie the circle hook with a snelled knot. So as you can see, my hook is up, the barrel of the hook. I'm going to take my leader line, which I've already cut to length, and I'm going to slide it in, and I'm going to hold about 1 inch against the shank. Then I turn the hook barrel over. Now we're going to take 1 wrap, 2 wraps, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and then we're going to come from the top in through the barrel. You want your leader material coming out of the eyelet towards your hook. What that does is it creates an almost automatic hookup. As you can see, this is actually, when I let go of it, still leaning to the front. If you put this where it goes this way through, then it's going to be hanging out the back and it's going to look like this, and you'll get very few hookups when the fish bites. All right, so now that we've got this, we're going to use a 0.8 millimeter sleeve on next, and we're just going to slide it on. Now your sleeve size is determined by your mono size. An 8/10 or a 0.8 millimeter will crimp line from 30 pounds up to 60 to 80. However, at 80 pounds, I switched to a 1 millimeter, 1.0. So anyway, we're going to slide that down and just leave it loose. Next, we're going to take a bead. You can use any type of beads that you want as long as they don't end up in the hole of your weight. So we slide the bead on. It's almost like making jewelry. Now we're going to take a 2-ounce no-roll weight. You can use no rolls, which I like in current. They'll stay better. Or you can use a round egg style. It's completely up to you, as long as it's a minimum of 2 ounces after 7 p.m. So now we're going to take our weight, bottom side down, and we're going to slide that on. So now we've got a hook, a sleeve, a bead, and a weight. On top of that, we're going to place another bead. Just like that. Then we're going to take another sleeve, slide that on. Now some people will not do the second sleeve. They'll actually and I'll show you in a sec, they'll take the swivel and tie it and pull it back through, skipping that upper one, and I'll show you what I mean. All right, so now we have our swivel, which will go on next. And now I'm going to hold the swivel here, but I'm going to take this end and I'm going to slide it back through the sleeve, back through everything, back through the bead, back through the weight, and the other bead, and the crimp, or the sleeve. So once I get that sleeve on, that last one, I just make the tag come out a little bit. Now what I'm going to do from here is I'm going to hold that and I'm going to slide it up so that I don't have any more tag than I had to start with. And now everything's up together. While holding the bottom, you want to crimp it first. What that does is that keeps the weight from sliding around while you crimp the top and secure it. So I'm using the actual first line, oops, let's go this way, to crimp that. So we're gonna crimp it, but you only want it crimped enough so that it connects your line without actually cutting it. If you squeeze too tight, you can cut through your monofilament. So now we've got that end done. We're gonna pull the weight down and crimp this sleeve, flip it over, hold it tight, and then crimp. Just like that. And now we have a completed drum rig, and when I measure this off, 12, this is exactly 6 inches from the weight to the eye of the hook. And there you have it, a Lupton style drum rig. The variation I was talking about is we're going to do the same thing, except we're only going to use one sleeve. But I'm going to use this round weight to do this one. Put one sleeve on, put a bead on, put your weight on, another sleeve, not another sleeve, a bead, and then your swivel. Now what we're going to do this time is we're going to skip the upper sleeve. You don't actually have to have it. It can save you a little bit of time and money. So we're going to slide everything back through, but we've got to go through the bottom sleeve. Now this is going to be, leader will be a little bit long, but we can make it work. So now I'm going to slide everything up, and I'm going to actually tighten this loop all the way down to the bead. Okay? Just like this. There's no sleeve at the top. It's fixed because it's right up against the swivel, and then just use your one sleeve. Some people ask me, well, can I tie a knot right there instead of a sleeve? Absolutely. If you can get your knot to slide up and hold. Now, because I did this one a little bit short, we've got some extra, and then we will cut that off. This one is about 5 inches long because of the extra line I took and not using that upper sleeve. So now we're going to take our clips and cut that off. And that is 4.5 inches, which is still fine. You can go as short as you want. There's no minimum on the length of your leader, but there is a maximum, 6 inches to the weight. If you have any questions, please post them in the comments. Like, follow, and share Carolina Bay Outfitters. We appreciate you, and we appreciate everyone who comes through our doors or gives us a call. Thank you, and lines in, let the catching begin.